Why do you think people were so obsessed about this story with this woman on this American Airlines flight who was like, that guy back there is not real?
Multiple reasons. One, good-looking lady who you would not, like, in a lineup, think that she would accuse someone of not being real.
That is number one for me because she's moderately attractive and we expect crazy people to be ugly. I think that's what it is.
But then you have your level of craziness where it's not just like you're doing some sort of political scream fest and you don't want to wear a mask. You're talking about a lizard person.
Yeah. You're saying that the person in the back of the plane is not real and you're getting off because the plane is going to crash because that's one of the things she thought.
And it was a very memeable soundbite. Like it blew up on TikTok and everyone was making up like their own little skits for it.
Yeah.
So it kind of was just like a perfect little package for us in 2023.
We finally have the court documents on this so we can know who she is and what was going on. And all of this is starting to come forward.
I saw an edit. It was either yesterday or like this morning where it was this woman yelling, "You're not real." And then they go to the person and it's Scooby-Doo in like a coat and a hat.
I think even Moses had one.
If you didn't see this, here she is.
Believe it or they cannot believe it. I don't give two f***s, but I am telling you right now.
Right now.
That back there is not real.
He's not real, as she said. And now finally, they've released the information about her and people are all over this. And I have the disturbance on board aircraft. This is the actual charge, the report for her.
Now, did you hear before we dive into this report, like what happened to her afterwards?
They got that in here too. Yeah, they talk about.
I just love the idea that this woman had no idea how viral she had gotten.
Oh my God, yeah. The story exploded, and now not only are they naming her, but they're like, here's where she works, et cetera, et cetera.
They're doxing her.
Yeah, they are. This is like the weirdest thing that people do, but it happens like this. Like, I don't think we need to talk about where the woman works or like what her address is, for God's sake. This says criminal trespass warning, and it's a trespass completed on the Airbus train terminal, it says. And then here's the actual police report from DFW Airport, Dallas-Fort Worth Airport. It says approximately 1,700 hours, Officer Montez and Officer Jackson were dispatched to Terminal A, Gate 9, in reference to a disturbance on the aircraft. Upon arrival at the gate, we observed a female passenger standing on the jet bridge. She refused to speak to officers and left the area. So initially, the cops come up to her, and she's like, I'm not talking to anybody. Officers spoke to American Airlines supervisor Arely Gonzalez, who stated the female passenger was arguing with the family, accusing them of stealing her AirPods. So she's off the plane after saying the guy was fake, and now she's fighting with a family that she says stole her AirPods. The female then started claiming the aircraft was not safe and did not want the aircraft to leave due to her believing it would not make it to its destination. It did, by the way. Due to the statements, the flight attendants felt the aircraft needed to be rescreened. That sucks.
What does that mean?
That means everybody on the flight has to go back through TSA. That means
they can do that?
I think so, yeah. I think that means that everybody on the flight has to go back through the system to make sure everything's safe. Look it up, though. Look up what aircraft rescreening is. I think that's what they're talking about. Gonzalez explained the passenger was denied boarding and they wanted her escorted to the public side of the airport. Officers contacted the female passenger, later identified by American Airlines as Tiffany Gomas. Gomas appeared extremely distraught, crying and repeating the flight was not safe and it will never make it to Florida. Gonzalez gave Gomas a verbal criminal trespass notice, explaining she was denied boarding and needed to depart the secure side of the terminal. Gomas complied and was escorted to the public side by officers. Gonzalez advised, due to Gomas' statement, the aircraft had to be deplaned. So that's everybody coming off the flight when the aircraft is deplaned.
Okay, so but TSA personnel arrived on scene to conduct a full rescreening.
So they went over there, I guess.
Yeah, that's what would have been annoying because, like, think about, I don't know how DFW is set up. I've never flown into Dallas, but think about how Orlando's set up. And if they say everybody has to be rescreened, that means you have to ride the tram back to the main building.
Because they're separate.
It's still annoying.
Yeah, but it's a giant time suck for everybody. After our initial interaction, communications advised that Gomas kept going through the TSA checkpoint and attempting to make her way to the secure side of the terminal. At 18:45 hours, she kept going
Trying
through.
to Red Rover her way back
Yeah,
in.
round and round she goes. At 18:45 hours, communications advised Gomas had gone through the TSA checkpoint at A12 and had made her way to the secured side of the terminal. An American Airlines manager explained and informed us that even though Gomas's ticket had been revoked and she was denied boarding, TSA's system still recognized her ticket as valid. Due to Gomas going through all the steps of the screening process, no breach occurred. She was then found, it says, on the curb of the public side at A15. That's the gate, waiting for an Uber. They gave her the criminal trespass. She signed it and she left. It actually says she departed before signing, so she didn't sign it. So that's what happened to this lady afterwards.
Apparently, she went on a cruise.
Afterwards, she went on a cruise,
She was
too?
on a cruise, and I mean, unless you buy the Wi-Fi package, had no cell service, and comes back home to find out that she has made international news.
Yeah, she was everywhere. And she is for the second round of stories as people learn more about her.
So after this, she goes on the cruise, and then so that's how she doesn't know that she went viral.
Yeah, like at least I can't confirm.
That's
but
just
it was
what's
like
been out
friend
there.
of a friend, and
Could you imagine if you were on that cruise and you did have the Wi-Fi package, and you see this, and
Is
you
this
see
you?
this girl walk by, and you're like, "Oh my gosh!"
So tell me about the guy who wasn't real. I think Sabrina was exactly right. I think that if this woman was she looked like a troll under a bridge or something, or she looked like manic, her hair is crazy and all this stuff, people wouldn't have cared. But because she looks like a healthy, normal individual, people are like, wow, maybe there's more to this. And because afterwards there were people pretending to be on the flight with her, saying that there was an alien with eyes that blink sideways.
has she said anything at all? Like
Nothing.
addressed it?
Nothing that I've heard from her. But now
Kind
they're
of feel
kind
for
of
her, man, because
She's going through
She
something.
might not be that crazy, because there are a lot of crazy people who will double down for the fame of it,
Well,
for the clout.
we have no idea what was really going on in her head at that point in time. We just know that the incidents continued, according to these court documents, after she was removed from the plane. But we do know that there are people who now know where she's working.
Oh, and
like
where
they're
she
trying
lives.
to get where she lives, and they're trying to get her fired, and they're like messing with her.
For what?
Insider
Fired for what?
Insider.com headline: The American Airlines passenger who was memed after not real outburst lives in a $2 million home and is a top marketing exec.
All right.
Why does this matter? Why does this stuff matter? It's
Maybe
just,
this is all a marketing ploy.
if it is, she's genius.
Lizard clothes.
She's fantastic at what she's doing if that's what she's up to. But if they're just trying to get her fired, if they're like doxing her, going, here's her address, she's the $2 million house, it seems like a lot. There are crazy people out there, right? Folks, there are people who have issues.
Yeah,
And
one host the show.
I am not crazy. I'm the most normal
Crazy people
person.
say that.
I'm the most normal person on this show. I'm putting that down in writing somewhere.
Ooh, that is a hard no.
I got two hard no's on that?
Yeah,
Well, I didn't
man.
expect
I
you.
was
mean,
going to
take
give you a
it-
soft no.
Take it to the chat.
I didn't expect
Who do you
to be
think
on
the
my
craziest
side.
person is on this show?
Jason says she needs to drink more water. You think she's drunk? I don't think there's any indication that she's drunk. Maybe she is. Who knows? But leave her alone. I mean, we don't have to chase people down and go, because you thought a man was a fake alien or whatever on the back of the plane. You thought this person wasn't real. Now you need to be fired from your job. That seems ridiculous to me. What do you think? Let us know right now. Go to the